The term muse refers to a group of sister goddesses within Greek mythology who represent different parts of the arts. The arts in reference being song, poetry, theater, dance, astronomy, history, anything that feeds the human soul is the muse's bread and butter. Their existence reaffirms the invaluable place art occupies in the stream of humanity. Therefore, the term also means to be the source of inspiration for an artist. A muse does not need to be a goddess, so long as they take a match to flint and ignite the animalistic drive to breathe life into the intangible. Therefore, anyone really can be a muse.
Hi Miku, this is Scarlet. Being true to who you are makes all your dreams possible.
On June 24th, 2024, Aaron Artista drops the official Brazilian Miku design. It's exactly what it says on the label, except the nutritional facts list some other key ingredients. And even though Know Your Meme states that the first TikTok edit featuring Brazilian Miku was by Akios K. Debop, I have no idea if I pronounced that correctly, I would argue that the first ever TikTok edit featuring Brazilian Miku had to be by Pateta_2790. But what really started the trend was this Brazilian Miku doodle by @thecat_Mitsu, whose version of Miku injected her with a more outgoing kind of party girl personality in comparison to the more placid, calm, yet cute version by Aaron Artista. And although Aaron Artista is the mother of Brazilian Miku's official character design, it was this doodle that really kickstarted everything on Twitter. And Pixiv too, but there's nothing that I can show on here that will ensure that this video is going to get monetized. And the most surprising thing about this isn't even that another cute anime girl is trending, but the fact that Brazil makes up a sizable portion of Twitter's user base, around 5th or 6th globally. So of course when you take into account Miku's massively dedicated fandom, and about 21 million Brazilian users, try saying that 10 times fast, an honestly cute take on a Moe classic, only for it to end in a blaze of glory with the most bizarre twist that would make the Game of Thrones team green with envy. There is simply too much positive coincidence on the side of our green-haired twin-tailed goddess. And listen, I'm not immune to cute anime girls, it's the whole reason why I'm here wasting your time. But saying Brazilian Miku is only or mostly popular because she's a cute anime girl is too simple for my taste. Because Miku has worked way too hard to just be called a cute anime girl. So come here. Closer. Ew, not that close. Let's take a peek behind the curtain together and figure out what exactly people liked so much about Brazilian Miku. Hi, I'm Vicky, and if you're not familiar with my channel, this is where I piss off an entire anime fandom while also talking about people who don't know I exist. I mainly like to analyze character designs ranging from video games to anime, and I also like to do media analysis of whatever I find to be interesting. So if you're itching to waste your time, make sure to subscribe. And also... For only $2 a month at a single tier, you get early access to content. And you guys can even vote on polls for the next videos you want to see. That's it, self-sponsorship over, let's move on with the rest of the video. Let's start from the beginning. Miku Hatsune was born on August 31st, 2007, serving as the mascot for Krypton Future Media's voice synthesizer program, Vocaloid. It was kind of a collaborative effort between Krypton Future Media Group and Yamaha, seeing as how Krypton Future Media Group used Yamaha's synthesizer software to create Vocaloid. You can say that Hatsune Miku is a lot like the eldest sister of the character vocal series. Commonly abbreviated as CV, the character vocal series is supposed to feature another lineup of similarly moe anthropomorphized voice banks like Hatsune Miku. For example, Megurine Luka, Kagemine Rin and Len, Meiko, and Kaito. And if you asked me, I'm personally a fan of the twins. Matter of fact, pause this video right now and comment below who your favorite Vocaloid is. I feel like that's more reliable than the MBTI personality test. And if I were to describe Vocaloid, it's a lot like a pocket songstress or production studio. In the simplest of terms, and I mean dirt stupid, basically you give the Vocaloid software a series of notes, whatever arrangement for a song you want to create, and then it spits out a song for you. And of course, whether or not that jumble of notes could even count as a song is completely up to the user. And if this is your first Stickerbrush with Vocaloid, you're probably wondering, where does the voice come from? Well, basically, with Yamaha's Vocaloid 2 technology, Vocaloid are able of singing by using the sampled voices off of a pre-existing person in order to create the voice, quote-unquote, of a character. And in Hatsune Miku's case, she's based off of the vocal samples taken from a voice actress named Saki Fujita. And as a result, you get this honey-sweet falsetto voice with a robotic tinge. Now, by giving this bundle of ones and zeros, just binary code, an anime face, it allowed for a lot of anime fans to latch on to them and then create their own stories and personalities based off of their appearance. So, who is Miku? What is Miku? In my opinion, she's an amorphous digital songstress who has no identity, and she has an all-encompassing range in music capable of making peppy teenage bops or even moody alt-rock melodies. She exists, but not really, not like a normal singer would. She never tires and is never inconsistent, and is content with whatever role she plays, which is an intentional design choice considering how her purpose was to be a walking advertisement. Keigaro, Hatsune Miku's character designer, claims that Miku's design took over a month, and it was especially difficult because he was given instructions to base her off the appearance of Yamaha synthesizers. And according to this Reddit post by Sketches of Pain, I'm going to assume that it's the Yamaha DX7 synthesizers. I had my suspicions, but only until I saw the opening sequence for Hatsune Miku Project Eva 2nd. And apparently he gave her twin tails, because she's a robot, whatever the fuck that means, and cause it's dynamic, and it takes up more space in an illustration, which makes sense given the fact that she was used for cover art at the time, and you want to make the most out of positive versus negative space. For example, when we look at Hatsune Miku's first official cover art, we can see that she's posed in a way that accentuates her long, sweeping twin tails against her tiny frame. She's wearing a seifuku, but it's designed in a way where it's meant to look more like a costume, akin to what an idol would wear. It comes with digital accessories like the LCD screen on her detached sleeves and the black clip on her teal tie. Rather than a traditional headband like a normal schoolgirl, Miku wears a black and pink mic headset that features pink lights and synthesizer sliders. It's a neat gimmick that plays around with the cute and girlish appearance of a headband while making it specific to Miku's job. The pink also matches the levitating square hairbands that seem to rotate around Miku's twin tails, like they're on the centered axis of a satellite. I also think it just does a really good job of contrasting the black, blue, and gray of her seifuku. I also think that the neon pink is meant to help give a more mechanical and industrial feel to her otherwise normal outfit, kind of like a nighttime cityscape. It adds to the floating or lightweight and angelic aura around Miku, channeling the image of her floating in an abstract space as her twin tails bounce with the rhythm of the song. It's a good design in motion, because with every sway or sachet, Miku's hair follows her with the flow of a light scarf. Also known as twin tails, it's basically a style where you take two parts of your hair and then separate into ponytails on either side of your head. Also known as futatsuyui, or done up twice, or two braids, the twin tail has almost been venerated to a untouchable status of childhood pureness. In America, we see this as a hairstyle that's associated with young girls, but in Japan, it's been elevated to an almost cult-like status. Just like in America, Japanese people see twin tails as a symbol of girlhood, and in particular, in the words of Twin Tail Project Japan, a symbol of innocent girlishness. So the twin-tailed hairstyle serves a double purpose when it comes to a fresh-faced, slender 16-year-old Miku Hatsune, which injects her with a more light and bouncy energy that further plays up the moe appeal. However, I think that her face is the epitome of moe. The short petite face with the tiny chin, the small mouth, the perky nose, the wide forehead anchored by a large pair of teal orbs for eyes and pencil-thin eyebrows. And I know I'm throwing around the word moe generally, so let me offer you a definition from Ken Akamatsu himself, otherwise known as the creator of Love Hina and Negima. Now, per his definition found in Beyond Maids and Magane Neko, Akamatsu defines moe as being calmed or soothed by watching from afar, playing upon the relationship between spectator and star. He goes on to explicitly state that this is different from sexual attraction, because moe instead creates feelings of protectiveness towards the object of affection. I see this to be very interesting because Miku also occupies the idol space. I can't even begin to break into idol culture in Japan, so I highly encourage everyone here to check out this great documentary that's available on YouTube for free called Tokyo Idols. A great supplementary watch considering how it goes into Japanese idol culture, particularly with girl groups, or groups of entertainers with a carefully cultivated image to create a strong fan base that then turns into commercial sales. Watch Oshinoko for more info, it's very good, you get to look at cute anime girls while you learn. These idols are marketed to appear pure, virginal, and ceaselessly optimistic young women who have eyes only for their fans. A concentrated pill of an innocent youth oblivious to a reality separate from teddy bears and first loves. They were the perfect partner behind a glass case. A lot like Miku, except the one thing separating us from her is fiction and reality. And through Miku, fans can be producers, composers, professional illustrators, video editors, and just very creative storytellers in general. And unlike most official properties, 99% of the official content also happens to be fan content. If you were an internet goblin like me during 2007 to 2009, the Vocaloid fandom was a very niche subgenre of the larger internet anime fandom. So that's why it's not a surprise to say that the overseas success of Hatsune Miku and Vocaloid owes a large part to internet memes. Associating Negi, or Japanese spring onion, with Miku was a completely grassroots effort, and I just think that is so fucking fascinating. Which even made it onto official merchandise. That's why I believe that Vocaloid already had the makings of a successful creative tool, but it vaulted to true pop culture status when we consider how its climb coincided with the proliferation of user-generated content crowding the internet in droves. In particular, YouTube. And aside from the droves of cat videos, cute and low-stake vlogs of people just hanging out with friends, artists would treat YouTube as a free exhibition space. If I need to explain what AMVs are to you, click off the video, log out of your mother's account. AMVs, or anime music videos, is what I consider to be the bread and butter of the non-artist's expression. So you can't cosplay, write fanfic, or draw fan art. It's totally fine. What you can always do instead is play God and be an editor by slicing up clips from your favorite anime and then setting it to Numb by Linkin Park and then celebrate when you finally reach 100 views after 2 months. But imagine if you had the ability to create your own musical track and also animate the Vocaloid characters to that vocal track in order to create your own custom music video. Miku Miku Dance, otherwise known as MMD, being a free 3D animation software that was created by Yu Higuchi that lets you create animations and videos with different Vocaloid character models. And may I remind you, this is not official software that was released by Krypton Future Media Group. This is software that was created by passionate and dedicated fans. And I know I mentioned earlier that YouTube played a large role in amplifying Vocaloid's reach to an overseas audience, but Nico Nico Doga, which is basically Japanese YouTube, played a large role in setting up the foundation for the Vocaloid fandom in Japan. And you may not be able to comprehend this, but if we didn't have the collaborative efforts of Nico Nico Doga and YouTube creators, we wouldn't have artists like Ayase from Yawasobi and Kenshi Yonezu. Hatsune Miku acted as the perfect partner for these fledgling creators to get their feet wet. Hatsune Miku doesn't care if you don't have access to a full professional studio setting. She only cares whether or not you have a dream and the gall to push it forward. Miku's existence is representative of what I consider, and likely millions of others, the perfect creative partner. So when we keep that in mind and we take a look at Brazilian Miku again, she looks like a fun, flirty party girl version of the Hatsune Miku we know and love. But I believe that most of her appeal comes from the fact that she's a tan girl, a trope that's common in a lot of anime and adult cartoons. If you've ever seen a tan girl in anime, then you've seen an offshoot of gyaru, a Japanese term derivative of the English word gal, an aesthetic subculture that is mainly defined by tan skin, bright and colorful accessories like facial stickers, bracelets, earrings, necklaces, and dyed hair that is not exclusively, though commonly, blonde or strawberry blonde. The aesthetic is outlandish by Japanese beauty standards, and I can understand that to a degree, because it does share some surface level similarities with drag. Oh my god. It is drag of Americans. If you happen to know a gyaru, generally she's the girl you want to be around if you want to have a good time. Mostly because they're made out to be these sexual deviants who are always willing to put out.
黒い肌に釣り気味の目、塩素で傷んだ赤い髪、きつそう、生意気、遊んでる。私はいつも外見で損をする。And even though gyaru culture is in direct criticism of the rigid Japanese beauty standard of pale-skinned, thin women with long black hair, like the mighty cockroach, gooners will find a way.
なるほど、こういう感触だったのか。あの時。
If you give the masses an anime girl with skin tone hex code F5CD95, give her some tan lines and a tropical outfit, or make her spunky and athletic with a desire to always bully the protagonist of your harem anime, done. No notes. You're earning 10k a month from Patreon earnings for NSFW PNGs of a cutesy tan tomboy. Congratulations, fam. You get the picture. And that's basically what Aaron Artista and the cat Mitsu did. And since we've dissected the cultural background that Brazilian Miku is entering into, let's compare Brazilian Miku and vanilla Miku side by side. side. Now, even though Brazilian Miku has a lot of the same base characteristics as Hatsune Miku, such as the teal hair, the twin tails, and the big moe doe eyes, the main difference, of course, is that now she is a tan girl with tan lines, and she's wearing a yellow and green Brazilian jersey, ripped up denim micro shorts, a black swimsuit underneath her clothes, green and yellow acrylic nails, a Canocorana soda, a red wrist bandana, bracelets, gold hoop earrings, and Brazil's national flower as a hair accessory. Instead of being made up of a mostly technological and inorganic color palette of gray, blue, and black, Brazilian Miku is sun-drenched in neon shades of green, yellow, and blue. Obviously, green and yellow is supposed to be representative of Brazil's national colors, but it also better invokes the image of tropical fruit, trees, sandy beaches with blue water. This is even translated into the appearance of Brazilian Miku's twin tails, rather than being slick and then neatly tied up into two ponytails. Her hair more closely resembles beach waves, which are known for being more voluminous and curly. A look that is appropriately named after the effect that ocean water has on your hair after you've spent a day swimming in it, which when paired with her freshly sun-kissed tan skin and her tanned lines, it looks and makes her feel even more like this free-spirited, dare I say even impish character, especially in comparison to Hatsune Miku's base design. There's a surprising amount of straight lines found in vanilla Hatsune Miku's design, especially in her hair as well as the conical shape of her seifuku, and the rectangular pleats in her schoolgirl skirt, which appears to be made out of this holographic latex material that kind of looks like something out of some far futurist society. And if you look closely enough, you can even see the impressions of digital detailing along her skirt that looks like something you would also find on a soundboard. Her black and blue thigh-high boots even share the same details and material. For example, you can make out the pattern of piano keys along her thighs in certain models. It gives her a much more structured J-idol from the future appearance in comparison to the casual beach party girl aesthetic of Brazilian Miku. There are no countries, there are no borders, only Hatsune Miku. Whereas Brazilian Miku appears to be the happy-go-lucky party girl who knows where all of the best clubs are at, there were other versions of Miku in different countries such as Argentina, Vietnam, Mexico, Slavic Miku, French Miku. Enter every country's Miku, a trend that was born from the Brazilian Miku meme towards the end of August 2024. It was beautiful, it was fun, people were representing their countries, which have gone largely underrepresented within the larger mainstream media under the guise of their favorite muse. But then, Brazil banned X. Long story short, but the ban is a result of a long-standing feud between Supreme Court Justice Alexandre de Moraes and X's owner Elon Musk. So when the entire country of Brazil was banned from Twitter, people coped and responded in any way that a normal neurotypical person would. Say what you want about dungeon dwellers, but when life gives us lemons, we decide to squeeze it into our eyes and everyone else's. Because it's one thing to create an art trend off the back of a pop culture icon, while also feeding the bellies of two different communities such as the die-hard Vocaloid fans and tan girl enthusiasts. But it's another thing to create a micro trend within a trend. And if there's one thing to take away about this video, it's the power of fandom. It's the one thing that I always harp on about in this channel. It's so easy to think that you are simply a speck of dust or a grain of sand in the grand ocean of life. But when it comes to fandom, every little brain and heart counts. Whether or not you were that kid who had their own custom Vocaloid playlist while they were scrolling through DeviantArt, or if you were getting your early start in making music like Kenshi Yonezu and Yoasobi, it all matters at the end of the day. And I just think that's lovely. And that's why I think Brazilian Miku took over Twitter. And guys, that's it for today's video. I've yapped on for long enough and I've eaten up enough of your time, and if you stayed until the end, thank you. If you liked the video, make sure to like, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you hated it, leave a comment below. And matter of fact, why don't you come over to my TikTok and also leave a comment on my most recent post. All in all, thank you for giving this video a chance either way. And if you are interested in joining my Patreon, it's only $2 a month and you get early access to videos, and you also get to vote in polls for future video ideas. I'm still trying to work out the kinks of this system, so if I am a little unprofessional or if it's not as smooth as you guys anticipated, my apologies. I just wanted to get it out there first. I just appreciate everyone here for getting me to over 10,000 followers on YouTube, which I think is wild. I personally thought that I would never break 1,000, but here we are. So thank you guys. I can't really put it into words because it's really hard for me to put my emotions into words, so thank you again. Now, what I can tell you about the next few videos is that I have my Delicious in Dungeon character design video up and running right now. I'm just doing the scripting and some of the research for it. And after that, I also have a planned video on my proposed Season 2 Trigun Stampede designs. Self-explanatory, but it's basically going to be my take on Trigun Stampede Season 2's character designs. And yeah, I hope you guys are looking forward to it. I've been me, Vicky, and that's it. See you guys.